Welcome to I Know Jax. I'm Joe Talentino. In my show, I like to focus on the fun side of Jacksonville. I like to do stories about where to go and eat locally, where to drink, and where to hang out and have fun in Jacksonville. That's what I specialize in. So if you're looking for serious discussion about the local economy or the latest news from the city council, or you wanted to listen to the heated discussion about whether Jimmy John's delivery boys in Jacksonville should be jumping on and off of trains, well, buddy, you pushed the wrong button on your remote. I'm Joe, and this is I Know Jax, and you won't find any serious news here. We leave that to the professional news stations, newspapers, and radio stations here in town. And in turn, well, they let me be myself and focus on the stuff that I like to do. So, without further ado, let's start downtown. I know the name of the show is I Know Jax, but today we're going to enlist a little help from the guys from Top to Bottom Tours, and we're going to see a part of Jacksonville that not everybody gets a chance to see.
We got started with the Top to Bottom Tours because we got approached by Visit Jacksonville and to do something for the public. So we had been doing private tours, but we wanted to do something for the public. And once we discovered the secret underground tunnels in Jacksonville, we knew we had a tour.
I met up with the group and our guides at the Jacksonville Landing. First, we visited Andrew Jackson. Where have I seen that hat before? Today, we're starting at the top. We went to the 42nd floor of the Bank of America building, the tallest building in Jacksonville. Just look at this view. Next up is the Atlantic National Bank building, where it was time to go down, all the way down to the bottom. Just look at all that brass. That's what it looked like back in the day when it was installed. I asked Gary how he came up with the tour to the vault.
Basically just doing research through the Historical Society, researching buildings, learned about the old banks and the old tunnels, and just took cooperation between the property owners or the property managers and the owners of the buildings. Every Top to Bottom tour does the top story of Jacksonville. We go up to the top of the Bank of America Tower, the 42nd floor, beautiful skyline views. Every tour does the secret underground tunnels in the old Atlantic National Bank building. Tuesday's tour has a few other buildings like the Florida Theater. Thursday's tour does behind the scenes of the Jacksonville Symphony.
I had a great time, so I guess I got to sign up for the Symphony tour next. Gary Sass, the owner of Adlib Tours, is just an awesome guy, and he's so knowledgeable about Jacksonville. He's another one of those guys who can say, I know Jax, and it'd be true, darn it. I feel like I need to go back to school and break open the history books. Heck, maybe I'll just go on more tours with Gary. Actually, we're talking about that too, putting together a special tour for our I Know Jax group. I think that could be awesome. Make sure to subscribe to The Insider, and I'll keep you posted about all that. Many sports are starting their season this month. The Jacksonville Suns have their opening weekend coming up next weekend. The Armada start their regular season games on April 10th when they play the New York Cosmos. But their first home game at Community First Park, aka the Ball Grounds, is on April 15th when they face Miami. Now our arena football team, the Jacksonville Sharks, is starting their season right now. Here's Marcel with that story.
Training camp, I know it's been long and grueling. You guys ready for the season? We're definitely ready. It's 2 weeks of camp, not a lot of time, but the good thing about it is we got guys that are the same from last year, and that was good for us coming into camp and coming out of camp. I don't want to open any wounds, but a little bit of a slow start last year, but you guys picked it up. What do you do this year to kind of start off fast and finish fast? Yeah, we learned from last year. We came out, I mean, obviously, for whatever reason, we started slow, and but we have a lot of vets on the team, and so, you know, we've been in different situations before in our careers, so we knew that to stay together and continue to work hard. It's a long season, and we knew we can come out of it. And, you know, coming in this year, adversity makes you stronger, and I think that adversity and coming out of that adversity has made us a lot stronger, and we got to make a run last year, and we just look to build on that this year.
And final question, you and Tommy Grady, obviously great connection. What do you guys do this year to be better than last year?
I think continue to communicate and try to expand on I'm trying to expand on my game, and try to take last year and assess, like I said, my strengths and weaknesses coming out of last year and where I can get better.
Tell me, what's different about the fan experience this year than last year?
Well, you know, on the fan experience side, we do, you know, it's been so great every year, it's hard to top it. But we really try to put a lot of thought into our theme nights. One fun theme night I think we're doing this year is British Invasion Night. So I'm pretty excited about it. We got the Beatlemaniacs coming, so we're going to react to the Beatles coming to America and doing a lot of that, you know, British music that happened in the 60s. So we're excited about that. You know, basically though, we're excited about our new field, and we're excited about the team. We think we got a good team, and really the only goal here is to host the Arena Bowl.
The first home game for the Jacksonville Sharks is on Monday, April 18th.
So we're in the kitchen with Chef Brandon, and we're going to make something pretty cool. What is it you're going to make for us?
So today we have a 16-ounce New York strip on our menu. We fire roasted, of course, in our wood fire ovens. Gotcha. We have these amazing ovens. They cook at very high temperatures, up to 900 degrees. We're really focused on proper cooking techniques and just treating the ingredients
Let
with
the meat be its meat, right?
Exactly. Giving it the respect. Start this out with a blend of canola and olive oil. And as you can see, it sears immediately. And I'm just going to push it in as close to those coals as I can get. That way we'll have a nice char on the outside, still medium rare in the middle. Okay, so while our New York strip is cooking, I'm going to get the ragu started here. We serve this with radicchio, which is a very, very bitter green. But when you wilt it and saute it, it milds out that bitterness and actually gives a great balance to the dish.
Chef adds roasted fingerling potatoes to the pan and cipollini onions.
Really nurturing the food, you know, if I see that it needs more oil, I'll add a little bit more oil.
Nurturing the food, I like that.
Exactly.
Next he adds maitake mushrooms.
The longer you let mushrooms cook, the more flavor comes out.
Yeah.
So, and I also want to get a little caramelization on the outside of those. A little bit of rapini there. Rapini, another name for that is broccoli rabe.
He also adds roasted garlic to the dish. He continues to season in layers.
And you can see the fingerlings have a really nice caramelization on now.
He adds a little bit of veal stock and turns the heat down to let it all come together. Time to check on the steak.
And so as you can see, it's now seared on both sides. Still rare, right? But it's getting very close.
Rare's the way to eat meat, you know that, right?
Exactly. We're on the same page there.
I'd like to knock the hooves and the horns off and keep going, yeah?
As you can see, the sauce is almost dry now, or au sec, which is the, it's the classical French term for when a stock is reduced and you're ready to mount it with butter.
Got it.
And make it become a pan sauce. And so right now, basically what I'm doing is making an emulsion. The stock is very hot, it's reduced, the butter's cold, and we're going to incorporate the butter so that it adds a little bit of body to that sauce.
Gotcha.
And everything is well coated on the dish.
Yeah.
So if you don't let your steak rest, then what happens when you cut it is all the blood, all the juices run straight out of it.
So we let it rest and go back to the ragu. But radicchio is not something you find so readily in the South, is it? Where's it from?
I think it's more of a upper South crop, South Carolina, North Carolina.
Chef Brennan continues to nurture the food and it smells so good. Finally, it's time to plate it.
And as you can see, it's perfect rare.
Oh, nice. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil and a 12-year-old balsamic. A sprinkle of chives and it's ready to eat.
Hi, I'm Chris Chislett. We're here with Matt Manning. And I'm going to let you say the name of the restaurant group that you work for, because I'm totally all over the place on it.
I'm with Forking Amazing Restaurants.
See, that's the reason why I wouldn't want to say it. And we're here down at Il Desco. We're actually going to take a little bit of a look at the wine list.
With the list, we wanted to go about 40% Italian, so a couple fun, funky things on there, some mainstream stuff. So, you know, as far as the whites go, we have some Pinot Grigios, some Vermentinos. Favorite wine on the list?
Okay, the last desert island wine from this wine list.
Probably the Fontana Freda.
The Barolo, is it?
Yeah, the Barolo would probably be one of my favorites on there. It's, you know, great body to it, old world character, you know, nice fruit. It's definitely.
I'd agree with that. I could agree with that.
We own and operate Ovente, Easter Rex, and Il Desco, and right now we're working on the Calford Chop House that's coming hopefully in 2016 in the summertime.
Chris, how's it feel to be out in the field at Il Desco?
I have no idea what's going on here. It looks amazing.
What do we have here? I
want to know. Go on.
Bistecca?
This is like take number 12.
I know, right? And this is rock shrimp ceviche.
Like it.
You know that one.
Salmon crudo. What's it? Whitefish crudo.
And most importantly, this is peach wort. And I've got a Negroni.
On top, I heard.
We're gonna cheers. Yeah, these are awesome. Cheers. Cheers. Something other than wine.
Yeah, it's nice to get out of the studio. Why is it taking this long? I have no idea.
He doesn't deserve it, that's why. That's it for this week's episode of I Know Jax. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Now, if this was your first time here, I know I'm not always what you expect from a TV host. I don't have the well-coiffed hair, perfectly starched iron shirt, smooth, deep voice. Yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna hire me for the movie trailers, but guess what? I actually did get cast in a Seabest commercial the other day. I know people. I'm very, very cheap, but not easy to deal with. At least that's what my producer tells me. But you can't believe everything people say, right? Well, anyway, with me, you simply see what you get or get what you say. I don't know. I'm just an average Joe who has an awesome job. Next week, I'll show you more about that. I'll have a story from Gumbo Fest where I was a judge. And that's it for today. I'll see you again next weekend. But until then, I'll see you on the internet. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Now, if this is your first time watching an iknowjax.com video, I would love to have you subscribe so that I can continue to help you find fun things to do in the Jacksonville area. Every weekday, I do a daily video update to remind you of the things that are happening this week. Plus, we do features on great restaurants in the River City and a weekly video calendar of events to help you plan for awesome experiences. And last but not least, every week we create a new full-length episode on all the best places to eat local, drink local, and be local. So subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.